Welcome ladies and gentlemen to the Bet4Two Gamers YouTube channel. My name is Smitty6166 and I bring you a random game, I suppose, from League of Legends, once again on the Summoner's Rift. So today, in this game, we have got Nidalee, Kog'Maw, Wukong, Lux and Sona versus Quinn, Malphite, Ziggs, Lee Sin and Volibear. And already part of my mind is going, this is a troll game to absolute oblivion. Mainly because it's Lee Sin jungle, which I haven't seen a lot of in the US. It's been mostly Lee Sin top lane and Volibear jungle. But Malphite support is the one thing that's concerning me. I can understand why, but again it's concerning me. And on the opposite team, of course, we've got Kog'Maw, Sona, AD carry support, Lux mid, Nidalee doing some sort of crazy jungle with no smite? Or is it going to be like Nidalee, Wukong top? I don't know, the random games that appear here on the Summoner's Rift. So everybody's already got their items, they're getting underway. There's a lot of mana regen coming out from the blue team already, getting 3 fairy charms, getting a lot of walls, but everyone's being very defensive apart from Ziggs, who's being very aggressive right down there in that brush bit there. Wouldn't be surprised if in a bit he decided to go a little bit aggressive onto Lux and try and frighten her a bit from that early game farm, but we shall see. And Quinn and Kog'Maw now going for the new meta of Doran's Blade start. It's a shame really, because they originally wanted to veer away from that because it was just constant Doran's Blade stacking. But oh well. And there we go, Lee Sin's going to start on his blue. Quinn has quite clearly gone for... Okay, it's a bit awful to go for Blinding Assault first. Personally, I go for Heightened Senses or Vault. And abuse that bonus attack damage you get. And yeah, looks like it's going to be a jungle Nidalee. Possibly. Oh no, giving Lux a very early blue. Oh, I see what the game is. Giving Lux a nice little bit of early cooldown reduction and... she'll possibly start to snowball her lane. Very clever. And a very odd tactic, but at the same time very clever. And already Ziggs is probably calling absolute BS on that, but it doesn't really matter. He should be alright against Lux. After all, he's got enough CZ to... CC. Sorry, not ZZ. CC to lay down with all those mines and his bouncing bombs, and even the satchel charge when he hits level 3 to get away. But again, it's all down to Lux and those light bindings and the landmines. Ziggs, watch yourself. Meanwhile, in the top lane, that Nidalee Wukong combo is obviously doing its job not as well as people would have liked. Volibear's started to ignite onto Nidalee, but the barrier just enough to keep her alive, only surviving on 20 HP. And Lee Sin now being up here as well to start the major counter gank procedure. Although we'll see what happens down here, but of course bot lane is having a lot of aggression as well, as Malphite and Quinn are both going to try and find themselves a nice little tasty butterfly Kog'Maw. It doesn't look like they're going to get much out of it. The little mark there that Quinn gets every so often to do extra damage is doing some heavy damage onto Sona, and Nidalee does finally go down. Obviously Volibear and Lee Sin decided to tower dive at just the wrong moment, but now they both counted down to Wukong, who didn't stay out the way, and that's 2 kills now. Well, a kill for Volibear and a kill for Lee Sin, so that's put them at a nice healthy advantage already in their lanes. And this top tower is already starting to go down nice and quick. It's about just about a quarter, 75% health left, and of course if Volibear really wants to, he can start doing some damage on his own and really taking that tower down a lot quicker, giving the first tower already to his team. But nope, the backout's going to come away. Sona though getting her first kill onto Malphite, as Quinn is just trying to find a little bit of extra damage, but not quite being able to make it. There we go, the Volt's coming out. All that extra damage really starting to show off there, but not quite finding the time to connect. If she's lucky, of course, this Quinn might actually get a double kill. Sort of Volt onto Sona, take out Sona, and then focus your attention onto the butterfly Kog'Maw. But we'll see how things go. The Volt is popped and does that initial leap as well as the bonus attack damage, and Only just manages to land a couple of extra hits and is now forced to back off and farm the lane a little bit. Sort of regain her health while Sona can keep herself and Kog'Maw up and alive just by spamming her abilities one after the other. Meanwhile in the mid lane, if we look at the CS count, Lux is currently on 23, Ziggs is on 19, so he's obviously doing very well in that guard. And if you don't mind, I'm just going to rearrange everything so that way I have people in the correct order, like so. There you go, so you got top laners, jungles, mid, AD carry, supports. There you go. Awesome the way you can do things with this spectator mode. So, and there we go, Lee Sin now is starting to come around for a gank on bot laners. Quinn has been forced to back away, and she's already got herself a dagger for that. Little boost of attack speed, something Quinn really suffers from. Meanwhile though, Lee Sin and Malfoy going heavy onto the aggression onto Sona, but can't quite find the extra 200 HP of damage they need to take her out. But that's all fine and dandy. And pings are now going straight onto Sona, telling her to back away. She is very low and a very gankable target for Lee Sin and that flying kick of doom. Meanwhile, in the top lane, Volibear is holding his own against Wukong and Nidalee. Doppelganger ability from Wukong proving to be hugely helpful there to try and keep Volibear off balance and allowing Nidalee spears to come flying into his face, doing not a lot of damage. I mean, how much damage is that spear going to do? Well, Wukong there trying to do whatever he can. The flip coming out from Volibear, along with a little bit of extra damage. The damage is going to be there, though he's got the health to take it. He's going to now go full on to aggression onto Nidalee and make her back away. So that's very nice for Volibear there. He is now 2-0, and with that Giant's Belt, he's going to have plenty of health to survive all this. And he might even take the tower within a couple of wave pushes. But we will have to wait and see. Meanwhile, Lee Sin looking for that gank onto Lux, but Lux going the all-out aggression onto Ziggs as he's being forced to back away. But there we go, Lee Sin now doing his job of kicking and punching a little girl. Obviously though not doing enough damage, but forcing her to back off, in a way making it quite a successful gank for Ziggs, who's only just a little bit behind in CS. He's just got that tier boots now, and he's going to come back into this game soon enough. Well, Pig's coming out now into the bot lane. We've got Quinn, Kog'Maw and Sona, Malphite as well, all dancing around each other, all looking for that opening for that all-out aggression. No one around who's level 6 just yet. I'm just waiting for it though. When Malphite hits that level 6 mark, he's going to do that nasty ultimate of his, the unstoppable force. He's going to charge in and knock somebody up, and that's when Quinn will capitalise and start popping everything she has for that little bit of extra damage to get that aggression bonus she so desperately needs and even lacks from as well. What I want to see with the Master Champions are being quite, in a way, late game carries. I mean, Vayne is super late game, Quinn is about mid to late game in my honest opinion. It seems very, very weird. But anyway, looks like it's just going to be back and forth aggression here. Meanwhile, in the top lane, though, Nidalee is brought remarkably low. She hasn't quite hit level 60. She can't start pouncing away. Wukong, though, is still low himself. And Lee Sin, giving no contemplation whatsoever, just dives on in and then dives on back, using that sonic wave ability of his to start jumping back and forth. Whew, dear. These people are really going out on the aggression now, though. Approach the 9-minute mark. As we can see in terms of CS, the Wukong Nidalee double lane is nothing compared to Volibear. Volibear has completely out-farmed them both. And now both, oh no, sorry, Malfoy hasn't quite hit 6. He's so close to it though, but he's very low on health. He's going to go down if he's not careful. He's being forced to pop his flash, and his passive hasn't reactivated either. Though Quinn is going to go down, and Kog'Maw picks up a double kill. Poor positioning there by Malfoy, but great news there for Kog'Maw, who's now ahead and far with Quinn, and now even has that double kill. As we can see, he's got that Bilgewater Cutlass, he's got the Doran's Blade. He's absolutely laughing his head off now. He's going to have the damage he wants all day long, and Lux picks up Lee Sin there in the mid lane. That's going to hurt him quite a bit, but he is slowly starting to build what he needs to get on the aggression. So as we set at the 10-minute mark here and things start to settle down to their farming groove, we might as well look at the items. We can see that Volibear has already got the makings of some serious defences there. He's got the chain vest, he's got no magic mantle, he's got boots, which I'm guessing will probably go to the magic resist boots, but we shall see. He's even got the giant's belt, so that could be a sunfire caster, which means we could see a split push Volibear as he finds himself a Wukong. Will he find Needly as well? He's got the charge, and will he be able to have the flip? Yes, he has the flip, but he doesn't quite have the damage, and he's taking too much damage from the tower, but dodges those spears beautifully. So he's got to back away back to his lane and start the farming game as Needly's forced to push back that tri-brush, knowing something that is going to be desperately wrong. Although Volibear goes back in again, getting the flip. Will he be able to get the stun down? No, he's got the slow and the bite, and down goes Needly. So that's our rampage for Volibear. He's currently 4-0. He's absolutely doing well on the aggression front. Meanwhile, in the bot lane, Wukong, Kog'Maw and Soda doing a 3v3 push here against Quinn, Malphite, Lee Sin. Lee Sin and Malphite both bought stupidly low as Quinn is now caught out of position. She won't be able to get out of the way in time. There we go. Wukong picks up that lucky little kill using his decoy. At least, if you're not careful, Kog'Maw will hit you with the living artillery. He has got the range for it. He will go for it if he can find it. But no, Lee Sin's trying his best to hold this tower, but to be honest, this tower is lost. As Shadow XXL, that's extra large, I'm guessing. So the very large Shadow has now just taken away one tower in this game, giving his team a nice little bit of an advantage. Meanwhile, though, it is two very low health people versus one incredibly healthy Kog'Maw. But oh, Malphite, Lee Sin, if you two were a bit more synergized, you could have found yourself a Kog'Maw, and that would have been huge news for you both. But sadly, you don't have any escape to get away from his Ithcarian surprise. Or as I like to say, high five supplies when he explodes. So anyway, things still settling down. The items coming out now thick and fast all around. Quinn has now got those berserker greaves. She's got the longsword. It'll be interesting to see where she goes with that. That could be going into a Blow the Royal King. She finds the shutdown on Kog'Maw, but the explosion really shreds her health. Holy heck, I actually had to focus on how much she took there. It's a bit unlucky for her, but that shutdown now is going to give her a nice bit of advantage. And there we go. Kog'Maw is going to build that Blade of the Royal King. Most likely he's got the Bilgewater Cutlass and he's got the dagger to go along with. And there we go. Sona now gaining complete lane dominance over Quinn, as Quinn doesn't really have the damage to keep on playing, and Sona's really starting to tank up as the Unstoppable Force comes in from Malphite, and he's going to start smacking away. The Crescendo comes out as well, allowing Sona that little chance to escape and run away to fight another day. Volibear, meanwhile, though, is getting very low into this top lane. The spear poke from Needly is obviously now starting to do its job against him, and he's going to be forced to farm under his tower for a little bit, though. His health regen is going to start climbing through the roof. Now, one thing I wanted to look actually is total gold that people have. There we go. Quinn has already just started to spend her gold, so she's going to get a Last Whisper possibly, or possibly even an Infinity Edge, and start building early and build a Bloodthirst at the same time, and to keep stacking her attack damage. And she is quite far behind in farm, but that shutdown has nearly brought it back. I mean, she's only 3 and a quarter to the 4k of Kog'Maw, so she only needs to find another 750 gold to balance out the books, but she should be alright. Although, to be fair, Malphite is also lagging slightly behind, and if we look at the mid laners, Ziggs is actually pulling out ahead, as the red team actually now finds their top lane turret as well, and Lee Sin is going to go down if he isn't careful to the Monkey King spin and win. But he's going to go down to Volibear in a second. Yes, the Ignite gets the tick. So now Volibear is just waiting for that Thunderous Charge to... Sorry, not a Thunderous Charge. Rolling Thunder. I want to call it Thunderous Charge. It sounds so much cooler. Oh, excuse me. There we go. The Iron Senses from Quinn there sparking off and looking for the advantage that she's looking for. No one's taken Dragon yet, which is a real shame. I'm interested to see who has what. So anyway, I was also saying about gold. When all that aggression started, the mid laners are roughly on equal kill And Volibear is just a little bit behind the combination of Wukong and Nidalee. But at the same time, they both had a tower each, so it's sort of skewing the numbers a wee bit, I would think, anyway. But there we go. If we look at the items now as well, things start settling down. Volibear's now got that Sunfire Cape, so he's going to be split pushing extremely well, so he can come down to any lane he wants and help out his laning counterparts of Wukong and Nidalee. Nidalee's starting to build up that tier, and she's got the spell pen for her spear. And Wukong has now got the brutalizer for that armor shred, so he's really looking to do some heavy damage onto the Volibear, especially onto Malphite actually. That will do some horrendous damage against it. And Lux now has got that Athene's Unholy Grail. That's giving her the ability power magic resist versus Ziggs, who's only just got a Void Staff. A Void Staff, the tier, and just regular boots. But he has now broken the 100 mark at 60 minutes into his farm at the minute. It's actually really quite well for what is essentially a blind game. And Lux still with that blue buff. I believe she's had it twice now, so she's doing incredibly well. Volibear, though, picking up Sona from incredible range. Like I said, that Sunfire Cape's going to allow him to split push really efficiently. Meanwhile, though, Quinn is brought incredibly low, trying the best she can, but Cogmore really not giving any flipper at all. Goes down to Volibear, and Wukong going down as well. That's a nice little double kill, but Cogmore gets an unofficial double there as he finds himself Malphite, and Volibear starts pushing out this bot lane rather nice and efficiently, forcing Nidalee to actually farm it out. No, she's going to try and do her best to spear him in the back before he gets too far away. No, she's going to let him get away. He's now just going to farm out this wave and stop it from pushing. So, all things considered, this game's actually fairly tight and equal, so I flip it back onto the directed camera. Volibear's about to break 100 CS as well. Just now he's got another 5 to go, so his farm is also doing exceptionally well, but most of that is down to the Sunfire Cape, and soon he's going to have a Spirit Visage as well, so his passive is going to give him a humongous amount of health regen. But there we go, Quinn is going to find herself a free Nidalee running past the Dragon Pit. Will she be able to make something of it? She's only down to 400 HP. No one's going to be able to find her in time, but Quinn isn't careful. She's been found by Wukong, and the Wukong is doing so much damage because she has no armor whatsoever. But Lee Sin coming in to save the day. Will he be able to do some sort of crazy flash maneuver? Nope, doesn't need to. The Ziggs ult secures him his first kill of the day. And they're now going to happily take away the blue team red buff and give it over to Quinn. Nice little bit of farming advantage there. The ping going out. They know that Sona and Cogmore around in that area. Malphite, though, giving no Fs whatsoever. He's going to go down in no time at all. Also trying to buy time for the trio to come round. And also looking for that gank possibility. There we go. Lee Sin goes diving in and starts marking people up left, right and centre. Quinn, though, right under the tower. She's going to go down, but the buff will be given up to the Ikari and Cogmore, who will go down as well. So the red buff has gone on Quinn entirely, so that will take some time to respawn. Meanwhile, though, Ziggs is going to teleport back up to that mid lane and start pushing the minions out a bit and help Volibear with this Lux problem, who has had quite a bit of free farm herself and nearly getting the damage. Will Ignite be enough? Yes, just enough there. So Volibear proving that just brute strength beats everything. Meanwhile, Lee Sin is brought remarkably low against Nidalee. And Sona, if she's not careful, gets hit in the back by the spear. Now it's given up red buff to Nidalee, so that's going to help out her farm with that burn damage over time. And even with her overall aggression with the slow that it will do. But really she wants the blue buff that is sitting there in the red team jungle. It's just waiting to be taken up by someone. I'm actually surprised Ziggs hasn't come on to take it either. He could really do with that mana regen. He spanked it so hard as the camera goes crazy. Sorry about that. And there we go. Ziggs now trying his best to zone out Nidalee. It's a bit difficult really. Those spears have more range than Ziggs does with his bouncing bombs. And equally more damage as well. And he's trying his darn hardest to break free. Meanwhile, though, Quinn finds herself Sona yet again. Sona is doing the best that she can. Meanwhile, though, Cogmore is now trying to hold off this wave against 3, and if he's not careful, he will get picked out very, very shortly. Someone just needs to be brave enough to dive in onto Cogmore. Looks like Volibear is going to volunteer. Nope, he's actually just going to face tank it for his team, though. Malphite is going to go down, so it's going to be another kill there for Cogmore. That's brought him 8 and 4. He's now got double the kill count of Quinn, and he's got a fair bit of farm, so this lane is essentially lost, but Quinn and Volibear doing their most valiant effort to hold on for as long as they can. Whew. Starting to get a bit lightheaded from all this shoutcasting. So things all settling down into a groove. Volibear and Quinn still trying to hold their best on this bot lane tower as Lee Sin is coming round, warding up Dragon, making sure no one's taking that away, but you don't have to worry, Lee Sin, no one's had it yet. Though I suspect this is going to be a very, very, very long game, as everyone's starting to gear themselves up for endgame. There we go, Lee Sin is trying to find something. Quinn has now gone back. No, Quinn has just decided to change her route. He nearly takes a spear to the face, but Cogmore knows where she is thanks to that blue ward that Wukong placed down, and the spear coming out from Needly as the Spin Twin Monkey King does his best to do all the damage he can. And damage coming out all the way around. Lisa nearly going down, Quinn being forced to back away, and Volibear as well. Malphite now forced to hold his on, but this bot lane tower is going to go down. The mid lane tower is going down as well. The blue team has now pulled themselves back from the abyss, and they've actually leveled up and even taken a minor lead in gold. They're currently 13 to 15 in kills, 3-1 in turrets, and it's 28 to 27,500 gold as everyone starts backing away, and we'll see what items come up next. So there we go. Malphite is now going very heavy into his defenses now. He's got the Warden's Mail, he's got Chainmail, he's even got the Negatron Cloak, and he's 0 and 5, but he's not doing fantastically well though. Volibear, Ziggs, this is near enough 5v1 here, just trying to take out the poor little Cogmore. Where's the flip, Volibear? There we go, there's the flip that people are looking for. He's going to go down, that's going to keep Volibear at Legendary now. He's currently 10 and 0. And so this game is being carried on the wings of a bear, I suppose. Actually, that's an episode title, Wings of a Bear. That's what I'm going to call this one. Meanwhile, though, Malphite has found himself the Monkey King and the Huntress. And there we go, Quinn picking up dragons. That's the first dragon of this game gone now. That's going to respawn at the 28-minute mark-ish. 29-minute mark as... Oh, then the surrender comes out from the blue team. So obviously blue team had enough. Well, GG, no re. Anyway, guys, my name has been Smitty6166. Remember to like, favorite, subscribe, and all that YouTube jazz. And I will see you next time. Bye-bye.